TokuTF podcast.
Jazzimus Rider here, back for another video review, and I'm going to do it in a new style. I'm going to be talking about the figure, like this, me on camera and holding the figure, and then we'll go to behind the camera to show the figure off in more detail. So, let's get on to the review, or the story arc of the character. And today we're taking a look at Dirge. Dirge is a master of using fear as a weapon. That's something really, really awkward, having fear as its actual weapon. Think about it, how that would actually be used against the Autobots. Anyway, let's get on. Mournful, morose, and silent. His behaviour gives even close comrades like Ramjet the creeps. Dirge actively cultivates this atmosphere. His engines are even turned to generators fear in all who hear them. Few realise, however, that this needs to instill fear is part of an overwhelming need for control over his own situation. Should things spiral out of control, Dirge falls a victim to paralysing fear himself, and his usefulness as a warrior vanishes. True to his name, he tends to die a lot. So yeah, so that's a little bit about Dirge. That's pretty much half of the Wikipedia. I'm not going to go into full-on depths. That's just the brief. Not going to be more in depth. He did appear in G1, of course. He was voiced by Bud Davis. He appeared in the Marvel Comics. And he appeared in the Marvel Run, the Marvel UK, the Marvel Generation 2. He appeared in the Classic Comics, Dreamwave, Armada, G.I. Joe, IDW, the Transformers PS2 game, and he had several variations of toy. He had the Botcon repaint of Ramjet. He had the Universe 2008 Cybertron repaint Voyager of Starscream. He had the Geni release. And now we have this version. Yeah, so this is Thrust, and let's get on to further on little details within the robot mode, within the figure, the main highlight of the figure. And so here we have a Dirge in his vehicle mode. As you can see, we have got him in his weird looking jet mode. I don't know what kind of jet it is. It's like a modified F-15, due to has the F-15 Eagle body, but with different stylized wings. As you can see, he has got a translucent cockpit just around here. And that lighting's not helping, is it? No, because it hasn't got another one to balance it out. Yeah, so it has got a nice translucent cockpit right there, with some nice little blue little paint styles around here. Down the bottom we have black thrusters. Down here we got some nice little paint markings here and two Decepticon logos. We got the same design following on to these wings, and he has got landing gear, and we can see visible head syndrome here, but this is a typical conehead body, so of course we're going to have visible head syndrome. They couldn't work on a little slider or something, or a rotational joint, so when it rotates the head, what I mean is, like, when this rotates, the face rotates and then becomes revealed, and when it rotates for the jet mode, it becomes part of the cockpit. it becomes fully flesh hidden. That could have worked. It could have worked and everything, but I don't know why they didn't do it. But anyway, so yeah, we've got some individual. I will be talking more into the transformation in a minute. So yeah, so he has got landing gear that you can just fold away, and he can still stand very nicely done as well. So let's get on to the transformation. The transformation is pretty easy, pretty standard for a standard seeker. What you want to do is the generic remove missiles off the wings. Next you want to just fold out the feet, like so. Next you want to just come to the back, to this section here, just slide it down so it becomes a little bit more lengthened like the legs, to separate them as well, due to they are connected onto these two little peg joints. Next, what you want to do is just rotate these wings forwards, push them up like so, and then up so they fold flush there. And do the same here, like push and rotate up. Next, you want to just bring this down. This whole entire assembly, just bring it down and bring it down, and it'll open up a little bit more room. And what you want to do is just fold out by this hinge here, by this hinge, if you can see this hinge, the arms, and they're on both sides, so you want to fold out the hinges on both sides like that. And then you want to rotate and fold in and clip and press inwards. When that happens, you can just reclose up the chest, and we have a standard seeker body. Then all you want to do is then just fold out the fists from the arms on a hinge joint, and then peg the rocket launchers off like that, and be right back. Here we have Dirge in his robot mode, and what a beautiful robot mode it is. The colour scheme works, the wings that are remolded to work, the wings that are meant to represent his G1 wings mainly, work very well with this mould. With the details, colour scheme added onto this to blend in with the blue, it really pops. It really does. I prefer this Dirge to the Botcon standard ramjet repaint, but I preferred the Botcon's missile launchers instead of these repainted of classic Starscream missiles, due to having the missiles different. To me, always made it feel like they differentiated the Seekers a lot, and they look more like their classic G1 missiles, but they decided not to do. We have those missiles on Ramjet, and we ended up using the classic standard molds of missiles for these, the Starscream ones for the last two Coneheads. When if they used the Ramjet missile launchers, it would have worked very nicely done, and I didn't need to differentiate them for having the flats on the sides instead of and have the missile wings at the back, because I really need to differentiate the thrust and dirge with it like this, unlike Ramjet, where because he has different missiles I don't need to, I can keep them the same way, but I might just do it anyway. But anyway, we have got very nicely done details here. We've got the nice silver, got the nice silver in the bottom of the legs here, got the nice little inner paints of red and on the sides here, and some silver detailings on the top here and across the figure. We have got some type of gold bronze across there, and a nice little Decepticon logo as you can feature there. Let me just zoom in a little bit just to show it off just a little bit. So there, and it's a very nice head sculpt as well, following the nose cone aspect of the cone head, and the Decepticon logo is very, very nicely done. Very, very not show accurate, but very, very nicely done. The wings are articulation, but I don't know why you would want the wings down like that. It's really, really not worth it. So it's better off just having them like that. But it's very, very nicely done. It has got the standard Seeker mold articulation that have got not a full 360, like almost a full 360 arm rotation, like a more of a 350, 340 rotation, but can almost rotate all the way around. This light's popping off, I don't know why. Has got the standard out-in movement, as you can see, standard out-in, and has the elbow joint movement, so the elbow bends. Legs can go forward. Still, it's hindered very much at the back. It's very hindered really much at the back to this point here, where this is where all the folding out for the front of the chest is. It's very hindered to the back. But he has full on forward motion, out, in, bend, and rotation at the knee as well. And has got a head articulation as well. All in all, it really, really, really helps out and stands out with his fellow clone heads. And you know what? I think showing the cone heads along with this guy would really, 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 really be nice as well. So let's get the cone heads. So yeah, next to the other two cone heads, Ramjet and Thrust, is really, really nicely done. It shows them very nicely done, very well angulated, and it really, really, really shows it. This is what I mean about the missiles. This is my Ramjet missile launcher, and this is its missile. I was hoping all cone heads will get this missile. Clearly, they haven't lost the missile mold for this, due to the G2 Transformers Collectors Club G2 repaint of Ramjet gains these missiles, and this kind of missile would really, really make a whole lot of difference in a black, and will really differentiate the two molds, the two Seeker molds, and also differentiate that these are the Conehead missiles. Because people that own a Skywarp and ended up losing their Skywarp missiles could mistakenly take this as a Skywarp missile. Unless they paint their Skywarp missiles to a pink, but still. Having these missiles with the last two Coneheads is just one of my gripes. Makes me need to differentiate them through by missile switching. Not have them shown like this. Have to have these segments here at the back on these two figures. Really, really, really annoys me. Really, really annoys me. Whereas I can keep them like this due to Ramjet has different missiles, and it really, really, really but that's the only gripe, is the missile launchers. The missiles themselves would have been better with this, but all in all, it is still nice to have these three Coneheads on my shelf, owning them. It's very, very nice. It's one of the happiest things that I own. These are one of my favourite figures I own, because the Seekers are iconic. The Seekers are really, really amazing, and having the Coneheads really, really differentiates the others. But yeah, I am going to be including annotations on this guy and this guy, because I think I'm going to have a Seeker review week. Because of my AA reviews going to be at a stop, I am going to be reviewing the 6 Seekers that I own. Well, 4, but one's not really completely alive anymore, and it's just the body, legs and arms and no head. But I only have mainly 6 Seekers now. But yeah, so this is going to be a review week, or across several weeks. Each week I will be reviewing a Seeker. Each of these Seekers will have an annotation, so you can click on the reviews for those. So at the end of each one, the center Seeker will be changed to either a ramjet or to thrust, and then after the next 2 weeks, these 2 are reviewed. They will have annotations. So if ramjet's in the middle, there will be 2 annotations for thrust and dirge. But if thrust's in the middle, vice versa. But yeah, so next we'll be taking a look at the crimson jet of the skies, the fire for the cones, the chromy cockpit of the cones, thrust. So see you next time for another Transformers review for the spectacular Seeker week. See you next time, guys. And this has been Jazzimus Rider. Rolling out.